Am I the only one that didn't know that the Beatles were big supporters of the civil rights movement? In 1964, the Beatles launched their first tour in the US, and one of their first stops was the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. This was a segregated event, so whites had to sit in one section, blacks had to sit in a different section. The Beatles showed up and they pretty much said, "What's this?" And the promoter says, "This is just how it is. Well, we don't perform in front of segregated audiences, so either it's integrated or we're not hitting the stage." The promoters caved, the audience was integrated, and the Beatles performed. After that, some of their other shows were also being promoted as white only events. And again, the Beatles responded the same way. Either it's integrated or you don't get the Beatles. Eventually, they actually put a clause into their contract that stated that they only perform in front of integrated audiences. They also didn't stand for any of their fans to use racist or hateful language as well. John Lennon often spoke out publicly against racism and also showed his support for the civil rights movement. The Beatles also spoke openly about how their music is heavily influenced by black artists such as Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry, Motown, and Little Richard. And this was during a time where a lot of artists were benefiting from the influence of black music, but they didn't give them any credit. Paul McCartney wrote a song called Blackbird. Blackbird is a slang term for black women in Great Britain. In the song, he talks about letting the blackbird sing, meaning let black women have their voice and have their freedom. I have a lot of respect for this because during this time, being an ally meant that you really had to put something on the line. But that didn't stop the Beatles. And they even said, "We'd much rather lose money than perform in front of a segregated audience." I had no idea. Big shout out to the Beatles. This is dope to me.